Christian LaFeur here, creator of Get Nonprofit Status and the Nonprofit Launch Kit, where we help you launch your world-changing nonprofit vision into reality. Thanks for joining me in this video training series on how to start a nonprofit organization in 5 days or less. In this free training video, I'm going to walk you through how to file your nonprofit's business entity. We previously covered the process of naming your organization, and now this is a second in a series of 5 videos. I want to mention that while we use the term nonprofit frequently here, there are 2 types of nonprofit from the perspective of the IRS. Filing an unincorporated or incorporated nonprofit at the state level gives you certain rights and responsibilities at that level. It's kind of the same as filing a company. But it's different than having what is called a 501c3, which is when the IRS bestows tax-exempt status on your nonprofit organization, which requires you to file a Form 1023 application. We'll help you handle that after this process of getting your entity named, filed, and organized. So to be clear, 501c3 or tax-exempt status is granted to an organization. It isn't really the organization itself. Today we're here to give you that corporate structure, which you need whether or not you go on to get your tax-exempt status from the IRS. Now, at the point you need to do that, it's the main mission of Get Nonprofit Status to offer our No Lawyer Nonprofit Launch Kit to help you quickly and inexpensively get IRS tax-exempt status. Okay, let's get started on filing your entity. The first step is to make sure you're prepared before you start completing what are called your Articles of Incorporation and filing those with the state. Every state is a bit different, but the steps and basic requirements are much the same. Here's what you're going to need to be prepared. You're going to need your company name, which we covered in the last video. If you haven't done that or gone through that process, or if you have a name and haven't done basic checking to make sure it's available, stop here and go back and review my video about naming your organization. Next, you'll need your business address, which technically should not be a P.O. box. You'll also need what is called your dissolution clause and your charitable purposes clause. You can download language for each of these clauses, language that I guarantee will pass muster with the IRS, on our free resources page at getnonprofitstatus.com. Those clauses will be included later in your bylaws, and you will also file those with your Form 1023 application for tax-exempt status with the IRS if you do so. But unless you're required to by your state, I really recommend you do not file those with your Articles of Incorporation right now. Finally, you're going to want to have decided on the type of business entity you're filing. Now, for regular for-profit ventures, you probably know there are several types: corporation, LLC, sole proprietor, S corporation, among others. But since we're focusing on nonprofit organizations in this video, I'm going to strongly recommend incorporating under nonprofit designation if your state offers that choice. Most do. And technically, the LLC is able to obtain C3 status, but since there is much law around that which is not settled, and there are a few unique legal hoops to jump through to do that with little upside, we're going to leave that alone for right now and focus on incorporating. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to a screenshot to get this process done. But before we do, please note, many states unfortunately do not offer online filing, but they lead you to downloadable forms. Those forms may not be able to be completed right on your screen. You may have to print them out. But in either case, like I said, the process is the same. We're going to be filing this nonprofit in Colorado, which has one of the most well-designed and easiest Secretary of State websites in the nation. This process will cover all of the typical elements of filing a nonprofit corporation that you will encounter. Okay, we're starting out at the getnonprofitstatus.com Secretary of State Business Division filing resource that we have on our page, where we basically have every single one of all 50 states' Secretary of State websites linked through one resource here, one page on our site. So we're going to go down to Colorado Secretary of State here, click that link. We're going to look around, and every website will be different. Like I said, Colorado's is very well organized, but everyone will have a business division somewhere. And this has a very nice, convenient online business name search. We're going to punch in the operative word in the name of the organization that we're filing. And mind you, this is a live fire exercise. We're literally filing a nonprofit right now for a client who wants to have a nonprofit filed in Colorado. We've left off the words community foundation and just put the operative name of the organization into the space here, and we're going to do a search here on name availability. Boom. The name is available. So it says click here to file a document. So we'll do that, and that brings us to a page where we're going to select the entity type as nonprofit corporation. Most states do have nonprofit corporation, some don't, and in that case you'll simply take a regular corporation. You'll indicate, as we'll do upcoming in this little video segment, that it's for a charitable purpose, and essentially it will be the same. Most states do offer a cheaper rate for a nonprofit corporation. So we're going to enter the exact name that we want to use for this nonprofit and hit continue. Now there's a little notice here, and many states will have this. To obtain federal tax exempt status as a charitable organization, the articles of incorporation must contain a required purpose clause and a distribution of assets provision, which I refer to as a dissolution clause. It tells you to go to the IRS website, but since you've been watching our videos and you're aware of our resources, no need to go to the IRS's confusing website. So the entity name is here. We're going to punch in the street address, which I have set up conveniently in autocomplete. Most of these questions are the same in every state. Will the nonprofit corporation have voting members? Certain types of social organization or community organization will have voting members, but in most cases that's usually run by the voting on the activities is usually run by the board, so we're going to indicate no here. Provisions regarding the distributions of asset on dissolution are included in an attachment. Yes, I have that attachment prepared, and we'll download that attachment right off of getnonprofitstatus.com, where I indeed got this one. It's standard language, and we use ironclad language that will absolutely pass muster with the IRS. They ask here very kindly and conveniently if we can be notified of any changes or filings due via email, so we're happy to put that in there. And finally, the name and mailing address of the individual causing this document to be delivered for filing. And finally, submit. Here is where it asks for the PDF of the charitable purposes and dissolution clause. And even if it doesn't require a PDF, I would not upload a Word document here, because someone could get in and modify that document. And here it shows up, and we will now hit continue. And now they'll give an opportunity to review the document. Of course, they show their fee here of $50, which is pretty reasonable considering some states can be double or more. And so we hit accept, and now comes the obligatory credit card payment. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we're completely finished here with this online filing, and voila! Congratulations to the Community Foundation we just filed here. They are now a live nonprofit, and between the EIN form that they have and these articles of incorporation, someone can go down to the bank tomorrow and begin to operate as a real live nonprofit. So thanks a lot, and now we'll switch off of the screen capture part of this video and finish it up. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully that process went smoothly. If it didn't, please leave questions on at the end of this video. Leave questions in our comment section, and I'll take a look at those. We want to make these videos as self-explanatory and easy for you to follow as possible. What we just did on the screen capture video there was it completed the process to incorporate your nonprofit organization. In the next video, we're going to tell you the #1 best way I've found to assemble what we would call your beginning board of directors, and you might be surprised at some of the things you hear. Please take a look at some of the expanded products and services we'll be offering at Get Nonprofit Status, especially if you're going to file for IRS tax-exempt status. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.